If you hear noises in the background, my roommates are upstairs watching a horror movie. Um, I'm gonna go over today's trades. I'm not gonna mark everything out for you. I know I used to do that, but there's a lot of stuff on here that I don't really want to mark out. It's just a lot of work. So, as lazy as that sounds, I just want to keep it accurate with you guys, so I'm not gonna erase it all. Um, but this is yesterday's first presented fair value yet, but I did not see that while I was trading, so we'll keep that in the distance to reference once I go over what I did for my trades. I think I took two trades in here that were complete wastes. Right off the bat, we had these wicks to the upside in this fair value gap this year. Oh, sorry, this is a fair value gap. It wasn't an inverse yet, or an inversion fair value gap. So, and it took out minor buy side liquidity, and I was bearish on the day, and I could have taken that to minor sell side liquidity down here, and instead I just started like selling up here for no apparent reason. There was no reason for me to be selling throughout here, and I was like, oh, if I just press the sell button, it'll go down. It didn't work, by the way. Yeah, no, complete waste of money. I mean, it's on a demo, so not real money, thankfully. But yeah, that was embarrassing. And then I think I had two trades up here towards these highs. One, I got stopped out just because I put my stop loss above this swing high instead of this swing high, which made me feel stupid. And yeah, and there was volume imbalances in here, so why I put my stop loss right there, I couldn't quite tell you. It was a very sad, somewhat sad day. Um, but on higher time frames, on the daily, here we are. On the daily, we've been operating only within this range, which has been killing me. I mean, I guess not me as much as some other people, but still, it's been very unfortunate. This is from old days, that's why I'm deleting it. Um, and I had every reason to be bearish after we swept sell side liquidity, moved up to uh moved back up to make a new swing high, and now we're moving back down. But I didn't get a whole lot of a read off of the daily, so I relied mostly on the 4 hour. If you look at this right in here, this is a 4 hour order block. We come down and then we come back up and we revisit this change in price delivery, as ICT would say. Um, like I said, if you actually, I've said this before, but if you want to learn actual ICT concepts, I'm just telling you what I know. I'm not like I'm not the guy who like actually created this stuff, so I do reference his topics, but I do not actually know them well enough to like define what they are. So you guys should really go check him out if you're curious. But I used this order block because it lined up really well right here, and so I was using that as a point of reference. And then if you, oh yeah, and then there was. This was relevant, but there was, I'm pretty sure these were equal highs. You'll see, we'll see. Yeah, these were equal highs right here. Uh, but yeah, I figured we'd come up and sweep some form of buy side liquidity before reversing to take out the sell side liquidity that we made during London session. That was my main draw, the sell side liquidity was. So I went straight down to the 1 minute. And like I said before, I did not see this first presented fair value gap as something relevant um as a part of today's trade, but I know it was relevant. But we also didn't trade into yesterday's daily range, like pretty much at all. Like if you look at the daily range, we trade into the first quarter, the first quarter level, the lower quarter, and then we just completely neglect everything else. So I figured we could reference that again. So I panned this 4 hour bearish order block over to right here. And this and these are these equal high time frame. They're like 15-minute equal highs. You can't call them 1 hour highs because it wasn't a swing high in the 1 hour. But I was really interested in this because this is from news. I'm pretty sure at 8:45. I'm pretty sure we had news. I can check. That's not worth checking. It's whatever. But if I had to guess, this is probably from news. I mean, typically I have news at 8:30. Maybe there's something at 8:45 this morning. But that was a really, really strong spike. And if you look on the 1 hour, I did see this. If we weren't gonna move all the way to the top of this wick, I had this like panned out with a GAN box, and I was like, we'll f at least fill some of this wick, and then we could see a return to the downside. But I was kind of just, I was just looking for some reason to take shorts, so I took shorts way too early. I was trading with minimal. I was trading with one micro for each trade, and then I think I opened up with two for my actual trade that I took. I'll go over and review it once we're done. But yeah, we came into this first quarter of yesterday's daily low, and then we also had this 4 hour bearish order block, and we also had swept buy side liquidity. Everything was kind of like telling me like, okay, we're probably gonna reverse. And I saw this candle, and I was like, yeah, I think we're gonna reverse. But I didn't feel comfortable entering off of that because I think that's a bad idea. So. I saw this. I wasn't really gonna enter off any of this, and then it starts breaking down. I immediately was like, "All right, should be looking for shorts." And so I took a GAN box, and from here to here, I just found the equilibrium, and I found this volume imbalance right at equilibrium. So I tried to enter right around here. I think I entered up here, maybe a little bit higher. I don't know. But then I set my stop loss right above this, which was the stupidest move I could have made. Like it blows me away how slow I was. I was like the definition of retail mentality where I'm like scared of opening the position to like lose the trade. It was embarrassing. It was an embarrassing entry. And then I got stopped out up here, of course, where it just filled two volume imbalances and some minor buy side liquidity. This should be minor buy side liquidity. Um, but yeah, that's all it did, and I was like freaking out over it. It's whatever. Definitely something to learn from. 100%. And then it came down and uh right down here, I think I entered like somewhere in here. For some reason, it's not showing this candle, but if you go on the 15 second, I swear it's not a gap. There is an actual candle there. See? See, it's just missing this whole candle right here, or maybe it's something in here. But there's no gaps. There's no gaps. I mean, there's a couple volume imbalances, but that's it. I don't know why it did that, but there's an imbalance in here on the 1 minute, and um, if I had to guess, it's probably like somewhere in here where I have this like I have like a something like that. And I think I entered on this wick here. Let me just pull up my entries so you guys can see. Uh, okay, they're not on here. Yeah. Uh, oh, okay. I entered up here, I guess, off of a suspension block, an inversion suspension block, which I don't know if that's a thing, but I was entering off of it. Um, this just retrace after these like limo candles down, and then this move up, and we're still inside the suspension block, and also this inversion uh, for value gap. I wasn't really expecting us um, to close above it, and we didn't, and so I entered on that. And like this was that entry I was talking about. Oh, and these really shitty entries earlier. There was like this one in here. I don't know why I sold there. It's probably because we came up to first presented fair value gap consequent encroachment. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna go lower. And it had just taken out minor buy side liquidity after, I mean, minor sell side liquidity after sweeping minor buy side liquidity. So that only made sense for it to deliver higher. It was a thing. It was a thing. I did the same thing here. I shorted like after it. I don't know what my move was here, honestly. It's probably filling in this wick, and I was like, oh my God, we can go lower. And then I got stopped out. I lost money there, as you can imagine. But yeah, no. And then I had my entries down here, which, oh. I know what it was. Yeah, yeah. This was a bullish fair value gap, and then we made an inverse fair value gap. We came up to consequent encroachment. I was like, sell, because I knew that we were reversing, or I um posed that we would be going to the downside. So I then entered, and I set a take profit at the first presented fair value gap entry right here, which we responded off of, had some wicks, and then went down and filled, and then I, again, stop losses were not my thing today. I had a second stop loss, I think down just at this sell side liquidity. It was this right here. I was like, this is probably going to be an ideal place. Let's not go for anything crazy. We don't need to aim for this sell side liquidity down here, even though this was my main target for the day. I was like, there's no reason to go that far. We'll just aim for the sell side liquidity. It'll be fine. It's at the it's matches up quite well at the quarter level of our opening range, and I was like, this will be perfect. And my dumbass went and put the stop loss at that at that high right there. See? See, you see how those two things line up perfectly? You know what's funny? I did the same thing right there. That minor buy side liquidity, I put my stop loss right there. I got stopped out. You would think I'd learn. You would think. I've been doing this for a year, and I still get blown away by some of the mistakes I make. It's impressive. But another thing that I need to reflect on is the fact that I I've been like watching a lot more ICT, especially his recent videos. So I'm trying to apply a bunch of his concepts, and I like completely ditched like all of my old trading principles that I used to know, which was dumb. I just need to stick to my old trading principles, like those good trades you saw me taking like the past 2 weeks, where like I had some really good trades. Those were the right trade ideas. I just needed to enter with some more solid like foundational ICT principles, which I can do. That's very doable. It's just ugh. I just it's been a transition phase. But I've been doing more back testing. For some reason, back testing, I'm not very good when I back test. I like, I like try to go too fast because you can press to update new candles on FX replay. So that's been a challenge, but I've been recording some of those. Um, yeah, this was today. Uh, Starting here at the $60 loss, we'll round this up to $150 loss. So we made like 40 bucks today. You could say that I'm an absolute freaking legend. Yeah, 50 bucks of profit. Absolute demon over here. Sorry, I'm still sick. That's about it for me today. I was thinking about doing some like sped up screen recordings at the beginning of these uploads. Nobody really watches my videos, so I would ask for, whoever's watching their input, but it's kind of useless, so I'm not gonna do that. Um, yeah, but I'm thinking about doing that, maybe just editing it with CapCut where I have like a super sped up version of like my thought process until I enter the trade, and then I'll tell you guys how the trade went at the end of the day. And I'll have like my thought process where I actually talk instead of just that like wordless update like at the beginning of the video is kind of what I'm thinking, but not totally sure. Maybe we'll just keep it like this, who knows? But that's it for me. Typically I work out Friday evenings at the gym, but I have the SAT tomorrow, so I'm going to go to bed early. I'm gonna upload this, I'm gonna go shower, and then I need to go to bed. I have the SAT tomorrow, so I'll take that and should have a pretty chill weekend. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching if you got this far, and I will see you all. Maybe I'll see you over the weekend, maybe I won't, but yeah, no, I will see you at some point. God, I'm tired. Thanks for watching. I hope you all had a good time trading. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.